Crystal Kee is one of our original beta stove testers. Crystal lives with her family in Steamboat, Arizona. As a beta tester, Crystal provided valuable performance feedback, which was then used in the development of the Navajo Hybrid production model.
I have worked with the Johns Hopkins Center for American Indian Health for collectively probably 7 years. I've had the honor of having folks invite me into their homes and see their home environment, and there are a number of different types of stoves that I've seen and heating systems. Some have been stoves that were cut out from barrels. I've seen people utilize, they would build a fire on the ground floor, the dirt floor, and they have this chimney type of thing that would just hang over the fireplace. And so when you're trying to build a fire with that type of setup, the smoke is everywhere. I've seen people use small iron stoves under pot-belly stoves. Those would just eat wood. All of these people will become very creative when it came to trying to create a heat source for their homes. The wood stove installation for many homes often were probably done without the expertise of professional installers. They also maybe did not understand the mechanics that would go into how high a chimney should be. So a lot of times the smoke would go back into the home and people just deal with it. They might not necessarily always correlate that the smoke might be the cause of my asthma or triggers my asthma, or that it's what's getting me sick. A lot of people don't burn coal because they say it gets them sick. But a big part of that equation is probably that their stove isn't sufficient to burn coal, and maybe their installation is not adequate enough to do the job. I was thinking quite a bit about our heating system, and so as if the stars aligned, there was an opportunity to test out a stove that could potentially be create sort of a much more efficient air quality. And so that was very important for my daughter's health. I had a young daughter, Hoyani, who is now 6 years old, and she has had, from the time that she's been born, she has had a condition called primary cilious dyskinesia, which basically means that her lung functions, there are some limitations, and it does not function in a way that allows her to move stuff out easily, and so in the first 2 years of life, she was getting a lot of respiratory illnesses, and she was constantly hospitalized. I came home with a machine and had one of my team members help me set up, but we tested the air between our old stove and the new stove, and there was a very significant change to the air quality. So since we have had this stove, it's been such a fortunate thing for us because Hoyani has not been hospitalized for about 2 years, it feels like, for at least 2 seasons of winter. With just making changes to the air quality in our home, I think it's been a major step in the right direction for her health. And what we do for her now as a young child is going to highly impact how healthy she is when she becomes an adult.